Hey guys, so this week I've been playing Dead Island, which if you don't know is a game where you're on an island and there are zombies everywhere and you gotta kill them, you're not, baking them a cake or anything, so maybe that'd be an interesting game. Anyways, Dead Island, it's on all the consoles, PS3, PC, and the Xbox 360, and it's a game about killing zombies. What's not to like? Well, here's my opinion of Dead Island.
As a zombie game, Dead Island feels like an amalgamation of other, more popular zombie games. One of the quickest comparisons is comparing this to Left 4 Dead, which Left 4 Dead is also a 4-player co-op online zombie killing game, but this is more like a 4-player online co-op RPG melee game with less shooting. Obviously, Left 4 Dead is just a pure shooter, but this is an RPG where killing zombies nets you experience points, which you use to level up and, all that good RPG goodness. One of the other differences is, although there are 4 playable characters, just like in Left 4 Dead, in Left 4 Dead all the characters are essentially the same, they just have different voice actors and animations. In Dead Island, the 4-player characters are actually 4 different classes that have their own unique strengths and weaknesses. Essentially, it's the class system from a game like Borderlands, where at any time you can play co-op with 4 people and you can pick any of the 4 characters you want, and you can have 4 of the same guys running around in the same world if you wanted to, or all 4 different ones. So now we got a zombie game that's Left 4 Dead meets Borderlands. I wonder what other game we could build. Oh, Dead Rising 2, let's throw that in there. Dead Island is primarily focused on melee weapons, and it brings in the weapon system from Dead Rising 2. When you find a workbench in the world, you can either repair your weapons so that, you can keep using them, or customize them, like you can add nails to a bat to have a bat with nails in it, or add like a battery and some wires, so now it's an electrified knife that does more damage. The weapon customization was one of my favorite parts of Dead Rising 2, so I'm really happy that they added it to this game. Clearly, Dead Island takes a lot of different aspects from other games and fuses it into this game, but one of the things it does that's really original that I really enjoyed is the zombies. I mean, not that zombies are original, they're very not original in video games, but one of the things that's interesting is how tough they are. Zombies in video games, especially just regular walking around zombies, are almost universally just easy to kill. The whole point of games like Dead Rising and Left 4 Dead and other zombie-esque games is to just cut through these guys, like it was nothing until you get to like the harder boss zombies. In Dead Island, however, all zombies are credible threats, no matter who they are. So if you walk in down the street and you see like 3 zombies, you have to think, do I have the weapons to take out these 3 zombies? Would it be better to go around? How best do I, engage these guys? This is probably one of my favorite elements of this game because it feels sort of real. This is how you would expect. You wouldn't just go, hey, zombies, let's kill them all, slash, slash, slash. You would see, oh crap, there's like a couple of zombies down there. Oh, I don't want to go out there. The combat as well really feeds into this because you can only swing your hammer or whatever you're carrying so many times before your stamina runs out and you have to build up more. So you can't just go swing, 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 swing. You have to wait. You have to plan out your attacks. It's really interesting and it feels very visceral. You have to like knock a guy down and then bash his head in with an axe or whatever. And in the middle of a fight, one misstep, one miscalculated swing can really, screw you. Like a handful of zombies will just tear you to bits if you're not careful. The only real downside is I don't think that the swinging and the melee is as accurate as the game demands of you to be. When you hit the button to swing your melee, you're never quite sure what your character's going to do. Is he going to do like a big sweeping thing and take out his neck, or is he going to like hit him with the handle of it? The game did offer the ability to switch from a digital control to a more analog control, but that seemed way too complicated for me. So maybe that solves all my problems, but I'm too stupid to use it. As much fun as the combat is against regular zombies, it does feel like it's not exactly designed to go against the more specialized guys. There's like the tough guy, the guy that pukes on you, the guy that explodes. Those guys always are incredibly difficult, and it seems like you have to use a lot of like agility that you don't actually have to avoid their attacks, and it just overall it feels like those are the most frustrating parts, especially when you're playing single player. In multiplayer, a lot of that's fixed, because when you get a couple of guys going and fighting, it's a lot more fun, you can enjoy yourself more, you can think more tactically, you can have a guy like hit the big guy and get his attention and then slash at his back a couple of times. And one of the great things about the multiplayer is it's drop in, drop out, and at any time you'll just be walking around and you get a little thing that says, hey, so-and-so is standing here, you want to join his game? Or maybe, you can just jump into somebody's game, or you'll be just killing zombies, completing quests, and somebody will just join you, and you got a new buddy now. Another one of my big gripes about the game is the quests. Obviously, this is an RPG in the vein of like Borderlands or Oblivion, if you want to go with the melee combat style stuff. And obviously, not everything's gonna be like big ol' epic, awesome boss battles and everything, but it feels like, for the most part, almost all the quests are just fetch quests. You'll see an NPC, like, in trouble, surrounded by zombies, and you think, I'll help them, and you slaughter all the zombies, and it's tough work, but you do it, and you're like, oh, this is great, I can't believe I saved this guy. Oh, he's got a quest for me, and then something like this will happen.
The zombies just tore him to shreds. I watched as they just ripped him to pieces, and I couldn't do anything. Oh, by the way, can you go out there and get my dry cleaning?
And it's not just the side quests, too. It's a lot of the main quest line seems like it's just fetch quests. I mean, overall, a lot of it can seem very tedious at times, especially if you're doing it by yourself. You're just like, I don't want to do this. But when you get a group of you going, it makes it a little easier. You go through it a little quicker. I wasn't really sure what to expect from this game because I reviewed Call of Juarez a couple of weeks ago, and it's the same people that did that, and I really did not like that game. So I went into this game not sure what I was going to get. And Dead Island does have a lot of this sort of camera glitches and bugs and terrible voice acting and kind of incomprehensible story and all that stuff. But overall, the experience is so much better than it was with Call of Juarez. I obviously love the weapon system and the fact that the zombies are a threat. I think the quests are kind of tedious, and I really don't like the fact that the zombies level up with you, so you never get more powerful than the zombies. The zombies are always like more powerful than you all the time. They're always a threat, which is great, but also sucks because you want to be that overpowered god that can just smoke all that stands in your way.
Dead Island is an interesting game because it does a lot of things really well and a lot of things not so well. So it's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I wish they would fix this stuff, but they keep this stuff. But in the end, it's a good game, not a great game. If you're into zombie games, obviously you want to pick it up just to try it, see how it does, get some ideas, or oh man, you imagine if Left 4 Dead did this, or oh my god, if they just did this from this game, it would have been oh god. But all the ideas come together pretty well in a solid-ish package that, despite its flaws, is actually quite a lot of fun. But in this big old, cavalcade of video gaming coming out the next few weeks, all the big titles coming out, I don't know if I would recommend picking this up because it, as I said, not a great game. There are a lot of really big titles coming out, and if you're the kind of person that can't afford every big game, this is maybe something you might want to wait until, later to pick up. But it's still a pretty decent game that I don't think is gonna stick with you for a while. I don't think you're gonna remember this fondly in the years to come, but it's a pretty solid experience.